Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to introduce my new Mogrt, chain text. Before we dive in, make sure to head over to my Gumroad page and download the file. There are two versions available. The HD version is free and it's a great starting point. Everything here is created with this Mogrt. However, I should say this up front, Mogrt can be slow. And it depends on your computer specs. If you're new to Mogrt, no worries, I've got a playlist that walks you through the basics of installing and using them, and feel free to check that out. Without further ado, let's fire up Premiere Pro. I'm in Premiere Pro now. As you can see, I've imported both Mogrt in my Essential Graphics panel. Let me just bring this in on the timeline. The Mogrt was on a transparent background, so I'd make a white solid background to make it apparent. Mogurts are not very fast, so it could take a couple of seconds to load up. If it's still quite laggy, you can press X to select the clip, then go to the top and render in and out. Then you see this line turns into green, but every time you change something, it turns into red again, so you have to render it. I'll leave the rendering towards the end. If your computer cannot handle the HD version properly, the UHD version is going to be even slower, so just a word of warning there. So let's see what we can do with this Mogrt. First of all, text content. This is how you change your text. Type in the text in this box, separate each word by a space, then they will show on separate lines. Once you're done with your input text, just turn this off so it won't get rendered. The second section is to control your animation. The default animation is what I called flipchart. This slider controls how long it will take to finish the intro animation. 25 is 2.5 seconds, 30 is 3 seconds. The bigger it gets, the longer it will take. Apart from flipchart, you can choose to have the text sliding in. Just change it on the drop-down menu. And this slider controls your starting position. You can see that it's set at -1000 pixels. That means its starting position will be over 1000 pixels from the left. So if I bring this up to say -200, you'll see something like this. Or if I change it to a positive number, it'll slide in from the right. On the Pro version, apart from sliding in from left and right, you can choose to slide in from up and down as well. Under the Detail tab is to control the detail movement of the flipchart animation. I would recommend just leaving this part as it is. The next big section is Global Text Control. On the Pro version, one of these controls is brought into the Animation Control tab, but they're the same. First, you can choose how your text is aligned. Align left, right, or the center. The text size, and the gap between each line. In the Pro version, you have another expandable tab, and that's because there are more controls here. Let's open that. So the X offset is to make them not too aligned. And you can make the text in certain shapes, which will work great with other graphic elements. X and Y position is just to control where the layer should be, and Z depth is kind of like zooming in and out. You also have some sort of 3D effect with this Mogrt. The angle control here is the trick. So let me just quickly show you. If you duplicate a layer, change it to align to the right, and change the angle, you get them into this 3D shape. On the Pro version, you get 3-dimensional angles. That means even more possibilities. Also, there's this flip 90 degrees checkbox. Let me show you what it does. By clicking it, all text will flip 90 degrees. It seems all messed up, but I could change the input text to letters and separate them by spaces. Now if I flip this back on Effect Controls, I'll end up having something like this. Change the text size and gap, now you can animate per letter. So back to the text control, you can change the text color obviously. To change the font, I'm afraid you have to go to the next section and change each word one by one. From my research, there's no other way you can change the font globally, but on the bright side, you can now have different fonts on each word. On the Pro version, apart from the global color control, you can assign different colors to each word. Click this color control drop-down menu, you can select color per text, and just like in the free version, you can change the font and font style of each word as well. Also, on the Pro version, I've added additional animation for the text. You need to check these wiggle animations activated. Wiggle start is at what second the animation starts, wiggle end is at what second it ends, frequency is how many times it wiggles in seconds, and range is just the amplitude. It means the higher it is, the more drastic it wiggles. Now we have come to the end of this video. For those who would like to take a sneak peek of the After Effects project file, you can download the UHD version. Honestly, it works a lot better and faster in After Effects. Thanks for watching again, and until next time, happy editing!